being young, I wouldn't want to know if I'd want to try to buy a small house right away, like or a little condo or rent.
Yeah.
I've always kind of been interested in that with real estate. What's the best move?
I mean, I would say if you don't know if you're going to stay there long term, it would be to rent.
Rent, yeah.
If it's something where you're like, love it, want to stay here, then I would buy. But, I mean, you kind of get an idea when you're out there. But I think, with the cost of living, now granted, when you go out there, typically what you're getting paid is going to, like, the people say, well, you make so much money out in San Diego, whatever, working. I get it, but if you're making 30% more, but the cost of living is 30% more, it's
exactly. And it's hard to, especially like, 'cause I kind of want to go gov, and the locality pay is a bit more, but it's probably, I wouldn't say it's 30%. I think they pay maybe 8%, 9% more. So, I mean, I've looked just out of curiosity just to see what a 2-bedroom, 1-bath is, and they're all north of 250, And
I'd say all of that.
Yeah, especially in San Diego. I don't know about San Fran and LA, but
I would say my guess, San Diego, I could be wrong. I'd say the average probably in the 4s to 5s, somewhere in that range. I might be wrong, but that to me, that's the equivalent of somebody buying a home 150,000 around here. Yeah. So you can see it's like you're probably only going to get, like a 12 to 1,500 square foot home, 3-bed, 1-bath, 2-bath, thing like that.
It's crazy. And I feel like it's, I don't know. Good
question.
I
should say not on the water.
Yeah, literally. 30 minutes on the inland.
Yeah, that's probably inland 30 minutes, yeah.
But it's funny. I have a couple of buddies that are actually my teammates that stayed out there that are in the real estate business now. So it's kind of interesting.
That's good. So young kids then that do it?
Yeah, one's I think 23, and the other one's
that's awesome.
25. One was from Europe, and I don't know how it worked out, but he ended up staying there. I don't know if he got his green card, and he's in the real estate business. And then have another buddy that I played with my last season. He was from the area. He played college for a year and decided to go back home. They have like I don't want to say it's like a modern agency, but it's just how their marketing stuff. It's I think it's like one of his best friends owns it, and it's from what I could tell, I'm not too sure. And it's like just how they do stuff. It's modern. They're young, like their office setting and stuff like that. It's really cool. So
it's I know it's different here, just because of resources, and to be honest, like our area is it's always behind the times.
Yeah,
like, everything that's new or trending or whatever usually happens in the urban cities and slowly grows from there. We don't get it as much. It's going to take longer. There's certain things that have just started to happen here that have been going around for 5 to 10 years in other places. So it's like we're always a few years back. But I know like a big push out there is, places where there's no office space, or places where, you have these more remote kind of where you don't really have a true office. You're kind of on your own, but you might be able to like have a place to kind of be under, like your license under, but you're really not doing too much, or it's almost like satellite, like co-work space things. And just now with the internet and stuff, there's so many things you don't need versus what you do need. But I think out there, in regards to social media, in regards to marketing, in regards to pictures and video and things like that, things have just changed. I mean, you can't market homes the way you used to. People, the thing is, people consume real estate, and they consume information much different than they did even 10 years ago.
100%,
When I got into business, there was, you had obviously the internet and stuff, but Facebook. Facebook was around when I got in, but people weren't using it for that kind of stuff, and Instagram wasn't even invented. So a lot of this stuff just came in, and you got to stay up on top of it. I'm sure those guys, being in a city, being young, are in tune with it. You don't have to teach them how to use Instagram. They use it with their friends anyways, and then they just know, oh, I see an opportunity. That's what I do. I use it with my buddies, and now I've seen an opportunity where I can use that leverage to transition to my business, which is cool, and it's extreme. It's helped me out, a lot, and but I think that they're on a good path. At 23, I like real estate. To me is a phenomenal.
Yeah.
There's so many things you can do with it. There's so many the jobs different day to day. Like when I say I'm on the go morning till night, I am, but I love it. Like I'm not like, good. Shit, I got to go to the office.
Every day.
Yeah, like even going to an appointment at 8:30 tonight, like I'm pumped. Like I've never met these people. I'm excited. I've talked to her, for a few months, but know this happened to be a house she has a lot of interest in. So but it's just that kind of stuff. Like, to me, I'm excited to go. Like, I'm not like, oh, I got to go. I'd rather go home and just sit around.
No,
so
it's exciting.
So I think those guys being young like that, hopefully they have that kind of mentality where it's like, hey, we love doing this. We want to get better and increase. I mean, at 23, God, they can have 50 years within doing real estate. It's
my best friend just got into it in Montreal too, and
that's cool.
My other buddy too, but I guess it's different there. Where I think you have to do, it's a year course where you have to attend. It's almost like school to get your license there, and you have to do one for commercial and one for residential.
Okay,
it's pretty interesting. They're both, I think they both got their commercial and residential. So
yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Montreal, that's a good one to have.
Yeah, so it's interesting, like the houses they're selling and stuff. I mean, they both kind of come from money, so they're both buying a lot of properties too and renting them out and leasing them as well too. So that's one thing I've always been interested in, because my parents own a couple of properties as well too. So I've always been, interested in the leasing, and like I've read.
If you can get, I mean, for you that doesn't own a place, I'd give this advice to anybody, is buy some kind of multifamily if you can.
Yeah, it's a duplex. That's
by far the smartest.
Yeah.
I did when I was 23. I was your age. I bought my first, and I still own it. And
you pay your mortgage off, and
and to be honest, one side pays it, and the other side is just positive.
Yeah,
which is nice. And the other side's paying the equity for me in the house.
Exactly.
I mean, the goal is I'm slowly kind of trying to get in a position to buy another one.
Yeah.
Which I wanted 4 by the time I was 30. That was my goal. And I only have like 4 buildings, not just units. I have 2 units now, but like actual 4 buildings.
Yeah.
I wanted by the time I was 30. Well, life happens, So,
yeah, exactly.
Wife, kid, things like that. So that's kind of changed. So I'm hoping over the next couple of years I can pick up number 2, and then maybe by the time I'm 35, have 3 of them. It'd be kind of nice. And then, but I think that's a smart thing to do.
Oh yeah, it's really interesting. I've read like Rich Dad Poor Dad. I don't know if you've seen.
Oh yeah, I'm pumped. You did read that?
So I just
if not, it's on my bookshelf, and you should read it.
I have it. I honestly.
Have you read it?
No, it's a good one. Yeah. So I read. This is a while back when I was playing hockey, so I remember getting through half of it. I got to end up finishing it, but even just the beginning was interesting. I mean, my parents have a couple copies, and just the whole idea, of making
opened your eyes.
Yeah, exactly. See how things work and how you're investing in something that's going to make money for you in the long run. So it was.
Well, I think the big premise of that is something in the sense of putting your money to work for you, not just blowing it, but like putting it into assets that will eventually pay you back.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I think at the end of the day, like how do you get rich? Is you have to leverage something. You have to leverage either your money, whether you own a company, people, or some kind of product that can or thing that can like a machine type thing that can work when you're not around. You can only make much money working because you only have 24 hours in the day.
Exactly.
So, but I think that's a good book. If you want to read any of those books,
no, definitely.
It's like my library that you don't really need like a library card. Just let me know.